Waiting for Godot is a play that's classified as a comedic tragedy, though in all reality, the real genre is theater of the absurd. This is because, well, theater of the absurd wasn't really a formal movement, but if anyone started it, it was this lovely philosopher named Albert Camus. He wrote an essay called The Myth of Sisyphus, and if anyone knows Sisyphus, it's the guy who's basically damned for the rest of his eternity, that he had to push this giant rock up a hill, and it would roll down when he got to the top, and he had to do it again, and that's his eternity. And he kind of started this movement, which he quoted, "The human situation is essentially absurd, devoid of purpose," which, translation, don't go looking for meaning in life, you're not going to find it. So again, there was no formal movement, but I did create sort of a structure of theater, meaning that there's little purposeful action. It seems like the more they do, the less they've actually done. For example, a common thing that, actually these 4 lines are repeated at least 4 times throughout the play. Let's go. We can't. Why not? We're waiting for Godot, who, in this play, Godot isn't a character, so he never ends up showing up. They're full of, like, kind of crappy jokes and stupid puns that you don't really understand, which caused me to not like the play because I didn't get the comedy in it, even though it was a comedic tragedy. And then later on I found that even if we are worth nothing, this is worth something. Meaning that Waiting for Godot is a play whose purpose is to tell us that we have none, yet it makes the perfect argument as to why we are the most purposeful beings on the planet. For example, this is a great way to show us a new perception on life. And to me, I really enjoyed the play once I learned more about the genre it was written in. Because the entire time I read it, just 2 guys talking for most of the time. I was just like, oh my gosh, they're not doing anything. Oh my gosh, they're not doing anything. That's the point. Because there is no point. The 2 main characters aren't even characters. They're basically 2 pawns that are completely interchangeable despite the different names. And because of that, I loved the play because it was so controversial in a sense of, well, there's an argument, do we mean anything on this earth? And to me, I say yes. Yes, we do. Our main purpose is human thought, to create, to show us new directions in thought. And now that you know about this, you can better understand what Maddie has to say in the next section.